However, the spoils went to Roach Academy. And just off to the left of the screen, you can see the players paying respects to each other, all part of the lovely game of rugby. And we will wait with great anticipation in what is going to be another fantastic matchup. It is a battle of the Tasman in a cup semi-final. New Zealand under 18 versus Australia. And as we wait for both teams to make their way out to the arch, the New Zealand under 18 starting lineup is Charlie Sinton, Raymana Saunderson Ruari, Rupeni Ravi Yawa, David Lewi, Aidan Spratley, Finn McLeod, and Kele Lasaqa. For Australia, their starting lineup is Tom Howard, Declan Minto, Angus Grover, Wallace Charlie, Jarvis Orr, Charlie Bird, and Tom Hartman. Well, both sides bringing out the big guns for this one to start. Both sides with threats right across their 7, and it really has the ingredients for a fantastic matchup. It's going to be eye-watering stuff here. Both if you're at the park or watching back at home throughout Aotearoa or across the ditch in Australia, or the expats right around the world, as we see Australia heading out to the left and New Zealand to the right. And the referees making their way out to the middle. Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen.
This was the corresponding match last year of the semi-finals. New Zealand playing Australia, and on that occasion, New Zealand came away victors in a very, very close contest. That would have left a very sour taste in the mouths of the Australians. And there will be no doubt that they will be drawing some inspiration from last year's result.
Well, it'll be Australia to kick off with Charlie Bird out there in the middle with ball in hand as we await kick off, as Australia go down to the right hand side nice and high, and it's been picked up there by Spratley. Ball's there for Lasaqa, who throws a very deep pass, almost goes into the in goal. Sinton, ball in hand, lets the ball go and find Rawi Yawa, who hits the deck. It's there again for Sinton. Lasaqa. They spread across the front of their own. In goal is New Zealand. Going to ground is David Lewi. It's there again for Lasaqa as they go across again to Sinton. Right on the far side they go is New Zealand. Hitting the deck there is Wiseman. Again, Lasaqa, Lewi. So shifting the ball again is New Zealand with a nice strong carry there, and gone to ground was Finn McLeod. Again, patient New Zealand with ball in hand. Sinton has a go. Referee says that's high. New Zealand just holding on to the ball. Nothing happening quite yet. Australian defence holding. Lewi has a go. Direct. And penalty there, not rolling away, says the referee. Lasaqa, one to watch. Australia will know that. Sinton, they go out to Wiseman. Wiseman cuts back in, finds a player on the outside. Well tackled though. Australian defence holds well. Declan Minto coming across on the cover.
Wow, there's almost it's quite a very tense atmosphere. You can feel it with everyone holding their breath, waiting for something to happen. As we see now Australia with the feed into the line-out.
Australia to throw. They go to the front and it's tapped back onto their side. The ball comes to midfield. They've employed the kick and chase as Australia. It's a foot race. Ball bounces. into the in goal. Has it gone too far? Oh my goodness, that's a try. What a fantastic one-hand effort. We're almost thinking that it might have gone too far, but where did he come from? My goodness, out of nowhere, I'd say. But boy, oh boy.
Well, Wallace Charlie, he was hugely instrumental in the quarterfinal for Australia, and looks like he's going to have the same effect on this semi-final. Raymana Saunderson, Rurafe, perhaps a little bit of urgency there, and Charlie was able to beat him to the ball to take first points in this game.
Grover unsuccessful with the conversion, and it is Australia that goes out with the early lead, employing the kick and chase, which has paid off, and they'll look to go high. Again, this Australia, it's been contested, but it's well taken there by Spratley as he goes into contact. Leeway out to Lasaqa, the danger man, cuts inside, beats one, up to the halfway. Lasaqa, it's a foot race, and he will go all the way. A desperate defender comes across, but he's managed to keep him away from the goalpost. That's good play, but New Zealand have struck back through Lasaqa.
Well, the decision by New Zealand to rest Kele Lasaqa early in this tournament looks to be paying dividends, as he has really sparked this New Zealand under-18 team into life, and he's done so again today, making something out of nothing and highlighting the value that he holds for this team.
Well, it's New Zealand now that go ahead as they go short and high, giving time for their players to come through, but there's a knock on. So we'll go to a scrum. It was Jarvis Orr who wasn't able to rein that one in. New Zealand with a scrum on the 10 metre. Lasaqa to feed. Got a bit of a blind side to work with. We won't say that too loud though. You might hear us, but the ball's bobbled, gone backwards. As the ball goes midfield, out to Wiseman, waiting on the outside. He cuts back inside. Wiseman still on his feet, still going. Wiseman beats a couple. Nice offload, finds a support place. Sinton, Lasaqa, they got numbers out to the left. And it's just straight through the hands, and New Zealand will score. Double strike. Ravi Yawa and New Zealand, not long after the first, have hit back with a second.
Well, that's the danger that it poses opposition teams when a team has the ability to offload at will, and you've really got to try and wrap up the ball when you're making your one-on-one tackles. Australia have failed to do that, and we saw about 3 or 4 offloads there, resulting in a 4-on-1 out wide for New Zealand, and it was just a matter of catching and holding on to the ball, and Ravi Yawa goes over.
New Zealand on the restart, again they go short and high. May not make the 10 though. Australia get the ball back. As they go to the halfway mark, it's Angus Grover who will tap, come out to the right here with a nice little inside pass to Charlie. Grover out to the right, finds his man on the inside, cutting his wassers. Ball still there for Australia. So they shift out to the left. Nice long pass there from Bird. And they'll put the foot to the ball too as well. Needs a bounce, gathers. Oh! Short was Declan Minto. Well, Minto saw the space in front of him, was able to gather, but unfortunately held on a bit too long. New Zealand lead 12-5, not long to go before the half, and Sinton says, okay, we'll go have a water. And again, a close matchup, Battle of the Tasman. It'll be New Zealand going to the break leading 12-5. Well, welcome back, folks, to Field 1, where again we're seeing another match that is very, very close Far too hard to call. It is New Zealand who are up 12 points to 5. As Charlie Sinton awaits to restart this match. An air of nervousness from both camps. Whilst New Zealand lead, Australia not too far behind. Sinton goes left and high. It's been well picked up there by the Australians. Marching up to the 10-metre line. And the ball's been lost for Doe. Jarvis Orr.
Wow, some great work there by Cooper Waters at the kick-off. Undone there by an error by Jarvis Orr. Both the teams have more or less cancelled each other out in that first half. So let's see whether the game will open up a little bit more in the second half with the introduction of subs soon.
Lasaqa out to Sinton. Leeway finds a player on the inside. Players running from left, right and centre. Going into contact there was Ruafi, and the ball's been put to boot, but it's been picked up by the Australians as they come out to the left-hand side. Into contact, OT Australians as they get up to the halfway line. They shift the ball out to the midfield through Grover. Finds Waters. And going to deck is Minto. And again they shift the ball out to this left-hand side. Does Australia. Nice little dance on the inside. Looking for the support play. Beats one. Still a ball in hand. Throws a long pass out to the far right-hand side. Over the half the Australians go. Ball in hand was Cooper Waters. Finally brought down. Ball's there again for the Australians. As they got some players out here to the left. Cutting back inside. Commits two players and goes to the ground. Again, there's Jarvis Orr. Ball's there for him. Picking it up now is Angus Grover. Has a look around. Ball's still kept alive here by Australia. Patient. Trying to find holes in this defence. They go out to the far right hand side. Takes the play on the outside. Nice little pop pass. Goes loose. And the referee will reach in and grab the yellow submarine in the pocket.
Wow, Finn McLeod couldn't help himself there. I think Kele Lasaqa, he would have probably caught that ball had McLeod not instinctively touched it from his grasp, but Lasaqa nonetheless.
Australia tap and go
to the bin.
quickly. They're not far. They're in. Well, they caught the defence napping. Just seemed like it took an eternity for the New Zealand defence to come across and cover.
Yeah, and it's that man Angus Grover, Nick, who's taken advantage of the confusion there. McLeod and Lasaqa weren't too sure which of them two was headed to the bin. And whilst they were thinking about it, Angus Grover's taken the quick tip and raced over for the try.
Well, just like that, Australia hit back. 4 minutes to go. Grover with the conversion. Grover goes astray. New Zealand still lead by the slimmest of margins. Tom Howard now makes his way out to the field. Australia on the restart. Again, they go high. It is taken there by New Zealand as they look to go direct here. Ball in hands again to Spratley. Spratley will go straight ahead. And it's a penalty. As Australia look to kick, tap and go quickly through Johnson. They've got players running through. Snap it up there was Tom Howard. Ball not coming out. Penalty to Australia. Tap and go quickly they will as they come down to the left-hand side. It's Australia. Back inside and a nice dive. And they'll score. Tom Hartman comes up with the 5-pointer and Australia take the lead.
Well, once again, the quick reaction from Wallace Charlie, getting the ball to Tom Hartman, who will step inside as defender, and the yellow card proving very costly for New Zealand. They've conceded 2 tries since Lasaqa has been sent to the bin, and they won't want to concede anymore.
Johnson goes wide on the conversion as Charlie Bird looks to restart. Just on 2 minutes ago, Australia take the lead, 15-12, and they'll go high again. Boy, oh boy, this will come down with some snow. Ball's been tapped backwards, Australia regain. A couple of bobbles, but they've still got it. Still there at the base for Australia as they go direct again through Tom Howard. Howard hits the deck. Ball's presented there again for Johnson as they look out to the right, looking for the player on the inside. Inside the 22, Australia march. Ball's there again, and it's a turnover. Penalty to New Zealand as Lasaqa taps.
2.5 to go.
They come down to the right-hand side here as they go direct, but the defence is very strong here by Australia. A little bobble, but it's okay. It's gone backwards. New Zealand on attack over the 22 as they got an advantage. Bradley Tocker, ball's gone backwards, but the referee will say we'll head back to the knock-on.
Brad Tocker was absolutely screaming for the ball there, the big man. We've seen how dangerous he is with the ball, early ball in space, but wasn't quite able to get it to him on time. And New Zealand will have a chance here with a minute to go.
Well, you can just feel the pressure in the air here from both camps. Just under a minute to go. Anyone's game. New Zealand's ball, but they've got a long way to go. They spread the ball out to the right-hand side here, does New Zealand. Just having a look around. A little bit of a dance in the shimmy. Going into contact. And Australia won a penalty. Holding on as they look to tap and go quickly. Here's Australia. Also being patient with the ball in hand. Going direct, bounce. One player. Ball's nicely sitting there again. Britain was the one that took it into contact. Picked up by Wallace Charlie. Coming back inside is Tom Howard. He's been busy. And again, the Australians coming on the... stepping off the right. They've got players out here to the left. Charlie goes it on. Finds Johnson. Johnson goes into contact. Johnson beats one. Beats two. He's brought down though. Charlie, ball in hand. He gets there. And that might be the clincher. Australia head out to what could be an unassailable lead as they lead New Zealand 20 points to 12.
Well, I think Australia have just shown a little bit more composure than their New Zealand counterparts today. And the use of their substitutions. Tom Howard's come on and made a difference to the Australian side.
And they've nailed the penalty as well. Australia had pulled off a great victory, and like their women, they will march on to the finals. It's Australia 22, New Zealand 12.
It's exciting end to end. Got the gun short.